Drinking coffee with these additions may increase cancer risk in the elderly. Coffee has long become an indispensable part of many people's morning routines, especially among the elderly. They often start their day with a strong, warm cup of coffee that brings alertness and relaxation. But few realize that this seemingly harmless habit may carry hidden health risks, particularly when coffee is combined with certain foods or additives. In older adults, the immune system and detoxification functions of the liver and kidneys no longer work as efficiently as they once did. Therefore, consuming coffee incorrectly or combining it with harmful ingredients can cause the body to accumulate toxins, damage healthy cells, and increase the risk of developing cancer. It's crucial for seniors to understand exactly what they are consuming each day, especially the seemingly innocent foods that often accompany coffee. One of the most common mistakes is adding too much refined sugar to coffee. For decades, white sugar has been a familiar addition to brewed coffee. However, modern research shows that excessive consumption of refined sugar can increase inflammation in the body, an underlying factor in many types of cancer. In seniors, chronic inflammation is already more prevalent, and the regular intake of sugar further accelerates the destruction of healthy cells. Besides sugar, another concerning habit is the use of non-dairy creamers or sweetened condensed milk. These products contain high levels of trans fats and synthetic preservatives. Trans fats not only raise bad cholesterol levels but are also known to cause hormonal imbalances, factors directly linked to pancreatic, liver, and colorectal cancers. When elderly individuals consume coffee with these creamers daily, harmful substances gradually accumulate in the body, raising the risk of cancer development. Many seniors also enjoy pairing their coffee with sweet pastries, cookies, or processed snacks. These foods often contain artificial colors, artificial flavors, and a variety of preservatives. Some studies have shown that compounds like acrylamide, formed during high-temperature food processing, are associated with cancer development in humans. Simultaneously consuming coffee and acrylamide-rich foods may increase the risk, as the combination of free radicals can trigger inflammatory responses and tissue damage. In addition to food and additives, drinking coffee on an empty stomach, especially early in the morning, is a habit that should be reconsidered. In older adults, the stomach becomes more sensitive. Introducing caffeine on an empty stomach can irritate the gastric lining, increase acid secretion, and disrupt the natural protective barrier. Over time, this may lead to stomach ulcers or even stomach cancer if left unmanaged. Another dangerous combination is drinking coffee while smoking, a common practice among many older individuals. Nicotine in cigarettes and caffeine in coffee are both potent stimulants that can raise heart rate, increase blood pressure, and overwork cells. More alarmingly, cigarette smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals, many of which are known carcinogens. When combined with coffee, which may alter the body's metabolism of these substances, the risk of cancer may be amplified. Furthermore, using low-quality plastic cups or thermoses to hold hot coffee can increase the risk of exposure to harmful chemicals. Some non-heat-resistant plastics can release bisphenol A, BPA, or other additives when exposed to heat, compounds that have been linked to hormonal disruptions and cancers such as prostate or breast cancer. Seniors often reuse plastic cups out of convenience or thriftiness, unaware that each use may introduce hazardous chemicals into their bodies. Another aspect that is often overlooked is instant coffee, a popular choice among many older households due to its convenience. However, during production, instant coffee is often supplemented with flavor enhancers, stabilizers, and artificial aromas. Long-term use may lead to adverse reactions to these additives, particularly in seniors with chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or kidney disease. There's no denying that coffee can offer many health benefits when consumed properly. It enhances alertness, improves memory, and even has antioxidant properties. But the key lies in how seniors consume coffee daily. The difference between a beneficial cup of coffee and a harmful one is in the added ingredients, from sugar and milk to accompanying snacks and containers. The dietary and lifestyle habits of seniors need to be more scientifically guided and cautious than those of younger individuals. They no longer have the same ability to eliminate toxins quickly, and their biological responses are slower, making it easier for harmful substances to accumulate. Even a small habit like adding sugar to coffee every day, repeated over decades, can cause severe health consequences that may go unnoticed. The good news is that these risks are entirely preventable if seniors are given the right information and adjust their habits in time. Instead of refined sugar, they can opt for natural sweeteners like pure honey, or better yet, drink black coffee without sugar. Instead of using industrial creamers, try homemade plant-based milk with no preservatives. Instead of processed sweets, pair coffee with a few dried fruits or natural nuts. And most importantly, always verify the source and quality of cups, mugs, and coffee containers. A morning cup of coffee can be the perfect way to start the day, but only when it is enjoyed correctly, safely, and without hidden health hazards. Seniors, more than anyone, need clarity not only in mind but also in their daily choices. Because it is precisely those small habits that determine the quality of life, peace of mind, and longevity in the years to come. Understanding what your body truly needs and avoiding what no longer serves it is a vital part of staying healthy after the age of 60. When it comes to coffee, this is truer than ever. There's no denying the pleasant feeling of sipping a hot cup of coffee in the calm of a quiet morning, especially in old age, when life slows down and time seems to flow more gently. But as health becomes a top priority, every choice, no matter how small, carries great significance. One key concern is the habit of drinking coffee multiple times a day, sometimes up to 3 or 4 cups, particularly among retirees with more free time. High levels of caffeine can overstimulate the central nervous system, causing insomnia, rapid heartbeat, anxiety, or heart palpitations. In many cases, these disorders can persist and seriously affect cardiovascular and brain health, two systems that naturally decline with age. Some individuals even develop a dependence on coffee without realizing it, resulting in a body that constantly craves caffeine to function, diminishing its ability to regulate energy naturally. Many elderly individuals, due to age-related loss of taste, tend to increase the amount of coffee, sugar, and additives to enhance flavor. This creates a dangerous cycle. When taste changes, increasing sugar or using artificial flavors only adds more harmful substances to the body without offering any real nutritional benefit. Over time, this can heighten the risk of cancer and negatively impact blood sugar levels, blood pressure, and liver function. Additionally, seniors often take daily medications to manage chronic conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, or joint problems. Improper coffee consumption can interfere with these medications. Caffeine may reduce the effectiveness of certain drugs or, conversely, amplify their effects, leading to unwanted side effects. There are numerous cases where drinking coffee close to medication time has caused nausea, fatigue, or prolonged digestive issues. Therefore, consulting a doctor or nutritionist is essential to determine the safest and most appropriate timing for coffee consumption. Another often overlooked issue is the origin and quality of the coffee itself. Today's market is flooded with coffee products blended with artificial flavorings, fillers, or coloring agents to reduce costs. When roasted and brewed at high temperatures, these products may produce harmful compounds such as furan, a substance linked to liver cancer in animal studies. Elderly individuals who consume such low-quality coffee over time can suffer adverse effects without even realizing it. Beyond quality, the method of brewing coffee also affects health. Some people use aluminum filters or low-quality metal pots. If the brewing materials are unsafe, exposure to boiling water may release heavy metal ions like aluminum or lead, which are harmful to the nervous and endocrine systems. In older adults, heavy metal accumulation can lead to cognitive decline, memory loss, and other central nervous system disorders. Sometimes, coffee drinking is more than just a personal ritual. It becomes part of a social routine, including gatherings with friends and conversations. However, these social settings can also reinforce unhealthy habits such as smoking, eating fried foods, drinking strong coffee with lots of sugar, or sitting for hours in poorly ventilated environments. Such conditions not only harm health but also increase exposure to environmental pollutants. Instead of maintaining outdated habits without question, older adults should take initiative in embracing healthier ways of enjoying coffee. Pure coffee, brewed lightly, consumed after breakfast, and not accompanied by refined sugar or trans fats, is a much safer and beneficial choice. Additionally, coffee can be enhanced with gentle herbs like cinnamon, turmeric, or a bit of pure cocoa powder, all known for their anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, heart-supporting, and memory-enhancing properties. Most importantly, seniors need to be heard and supported when adjusting their daily diet and lifestyle. Many live alone or lack companionship, often relying on coffee as an emotional outlet. But without the right knowledge, even something as simple as drinking coffee can quietly harm long-term health. Health in one's later years isn't just the result of a few big life decisions. It's the sum of thousands of small daily choices, from what you drink and eat to how you rest, when you sleep, and even how you enjoy a cup of coffee. Change begins with awareness. Once older adults understand the potential risks, they'll be more motivated to adjust their habits, seek balance, and live with greater intention and positivity. Coffee, when used wisely, is not an enemy. It can absolutely be a companion that helps seniors maintain alertness, find daily inspiration, and experience moments of joy. The key is to eliminate the harmful extras, refined sugar, processed foods, and unsafe brewing tools, to fully enjoy the incredible benefits coffee can offer. In our twilight years, every decision, no matter how small, can make a significant difference to our health and quality of life. Drinking coffee is no longer just a pleasure or a familiar habit. It becomes an act that requires awareness and careful consideration. Coffee itself is not inherently harmful, but what comes with it. Chemical sweeteners, non-dairy creamers, artificial flavors, brewing methods, and the timing of consumption can turn a simple cup of coffee into a potential health risk for older adults, especially when used long-term and without moderation. There's no denying the refreshing and comforting feeling of a morning cup of coffee. However, if that cup is filled with additives, mixed with condensed milk high in sugar, or consumed on an empty stomach or while taking medication for chronic illnesses, the harm may outweigh the benefits. As the body gradually weakens with age, the small impacts of unhealthy habits accumulate over time, silently affecting internal organs, cardiovascular and nervous systems, and even increasing the risk of cancer, something no one wishes for in the final stage of life. Taking care of oneself after 60 is no longer just a personal matter. It becomes a responsibility to your children, family, and your own future. A properly made cup of coffee, consumed at the right time in the right amount, and with the right ingredients, can bring alertness, joy, and even boost memory. But an improperly consumed cup of coffee can mark the beginning of long-term health disorders that are difficult to reverse. If you've ever thought, "I'm old now, I'll eat or drink whatever I want," perhaps it's time to reconsider that perspective. True freedom doesn't lie in doing whatever you please, but in having the ability to choose what's best for yourself. Freedom also means not being dependent on medication, hospitals, or constant fatigue brought on by poor daily habits. Start with something simple. Take a closer look at your morning coffee. Ask yourself, what am I adding to this cup? And does my body truly feel better after drinking it? When you can answer those two questions with honesty and clarity, you'll know what needs to be adjusted to live a healthier life. At this stage in life, longevity matters less than living well, living joyfully and without regret. Every choice you make today is a small step on that journey. And sometimes, that journey begins with something as seemingly ordinary as a cup of coffee.